just got done showing 3 new construction properties to a client here in Petersburg today, and it got me thinking, which of my clients are really serious about buying a new construction home? See, new construction home looks good, sounds good, guys, but there are certain things that you need to be aware of. First time new construction home buyers walk into these beautiful model homes and they think they've got it all figured out. Listen, the kitchen is decked out. It is gorgeous. The master suite looks like something that they got from Pinterest, and that base price fits their budget perfectly. But here's what happens next, my friends. They sit down in the design center and they realize that that gorgeous kitchen that they fell in love with is going to cost them an extra $25,000. The flooring they saw throughout the model home, honey, that is not standard flooring, okay? That's another $15,000. And by the time they're done, they've blown their entire budget by $50,000, and they haven't even broken ground on the property yet. And then, to make things worse, the timeline they promised gets pushed back twice because nobody explains how permitting works in Norfolk versus Chesapeake versus Virginia Beach versus Suffolk. And don't even get me started on what happens when they realize that the builder's contract basically is going to put all the risk on them. Listen, friends, if you're thinking about building your first home or buying a new construction home, I need you to drop new construction in the comments, because listen, I'm about to break down the biggest mistakes that I see first-time new construction buyers make when they're looking at purchasing a new construction home. I don't care who the builder is, there are several mistakes that people make. Are you ready for this? Guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hey, I'm Sonali Hudson, and on this channel I strive to combine faith, inspiration, and real estate to bring you the fire that encourages your heart with kingdom principles and equips you with biblical wisdom to make confident real estate moves. So here's the truth about first-time new construction home buyers. Y'all get so excited about the possibility of having everything exactly how you want it that you sometimes skip over the research that could save you thousands of dollars and months of headaches. Now, I've been working with new construction buyers for years, and I see the same patterns over and over again. And the good news is, once you know what these mistakes are, listen, guys, the mistakes are totally avoidable. So let's talk about these mistakes. Now, the first mistake that I see all the time is falling in love with the model home and assuming that everything that you see in that model home is going to be included in your base price. Friends, listen, let me tell you right now, that is almost never the case. Those model homes are designed to sell you a dream, and they are gorgeous for a reason. But when you start asking about what's actually included in that base price you saw advertised, you're really going to get a serious reality check, okay? See, I was working with this first-time home buyer in Virginia Beach last year, and honey, they fell in love with this stunning kitchen in the model home, okay? They had quartz countertops, upgraded beautiful, beautiful cabinets, beautiful black backsplash, stainless steel appliances, and honey, they assumed that everything was included because it's what they saw in the model home. But when we sat down with the builder to actually tour the property and discuss a possible contract, honey, that kitchen was going to cost her an extra $38,000. Friends, $38,000 just for the kitchen, and she had not budgeted for that. So here's what you need to understand about upgrade costs. Kitchen upgrades typically run anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000 or more. Flooring upgrades can be $8,000 to $25,000. Lighting packages run $3,000 to $12,000. Bathroom upgrades are usually $5,000 per bathroom. And when you add all of this up, it's really common for first-time buyers to end up spending 20 to 30% more than the base price that they started with. Now, the second mistake is not understanding the difference between builders and what that means for your experience. Friends, listen, not all builders are created equally, okay? And this is something that I had to learn the hard way as I began to work with my clients. Now, I've had amazing experiences with builders like EDC Homes, Stephen Alexander Homes, and Chesapeake Homes. Those builders communicate well, they set realistic expectations, and honey, they stand behind their work. But I've also had terrible experiences with people like Ryan Homes, and my client was determined to buy this house. And that experience taught me that the builder you choose is just as important as the house that you're building. Just check Ryan Homes client reviews, and that's going to tell you everything you know. So I don't even need to go into that right now. In fact, this is actually why I'm doing a whole separate video next week ranking the best and the worst builders in Hampton Roads. Y'all are going to want to see that one because I'm breaking down which builders are crushing it for their customers and which builders you might want to avoid, okay? So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel, honey, because you don't want to miss me talking about these builders, and I'm going to give it to y'all raw, and you know I am. Now, the third mistake is not understanding timelines and what can affect these timelines. First-time home buyers hear that a house takes 4 to 6 months to build, and they think that means they'll close in 4 to 6 months. But friends, listen, there are so many things that can affect your timeline that sometimes nobody talks about until you're already under contract, okay? So permitting alone can take anywhere from 4 to 16 weeks, depending on what city that you're building in. Chesapeake and Suffolk have pretty streamlined processes because they handle so much new construction, but Norfolk and Portsmouth are older cities with more complex zoning, and that can add months to your timeline just for you to be able to get the building permit. Now, weather delays are real, especially during hurricane season here in Hampton Roads. Material availability can still cause delays, though it's gotten better than it was a couple years ago. And here's a big one that catches people off guard. If you make changes after your contract is signed, honey, every single change is going to delay your timeline and cost you extra money. Believe that. I always tell my first-time home buyers to add at least 2 to 4 weeks of buffer time to whatever timeline the builder is going to give you. Have a backup plan for where you're going to live if your house is not ready when you expect it to be. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to be out of your current place on a specific date and your new house isn't ready yet. Okay, pause. If this is already opening your eyes, I need you to comment eye-opening below because I want to know who's really out here listening. Listen, y'all are out here constantly asking me about new construction. I want new construction. I want new construction, how they work, and all the things. So if you're watching this video, I need to know that I'm making this video for you, that it's relating to you. So go ahead and comment below. I'll wait. You know what, friends? Every single day, people just like you reach out to me because they want to relocate to Hampton Roads, and I absolutely love providing them with the information that they need to make confident real estate decisions. And that's exactly why I have created several comprehensive home buyer and home seller relocation guides that are gonna blow you away. And guess what, guys? They are absolutely free. I'm talking completely free. That's right, friends. These guides have everything you wanna know. I'm talking neighborhood breakdowns, market insights, moving timelines, school information, and all the insider knowledge that we talk about on this channel. All you have to do is click the link in the description below, and I'll send these incredible resources right over to you. Okay, so the fourth mistake is not reading and understanding the builder contract. Friends, listen. Builder contracts are very different from regular home purchase contracts, and they're usually written to protect the builder, not you. I've seen contracts that give the builder to make changes to your floor plan without your approval. I've seen contracts where if you need to back out for any reason, even something like a job loss or family emergency, you forfeit your entire earnest money deposit, which can be up to 20%, okay? Some builder contracts have what's called an arbitration clause, which means if you have a dispute with the builder, you can't sue them. You can't take them to court. You have to go through arbitration, which limits your legal options. These are the things that first-time home buyers don't think to look for because you assume that the contract is going to be fair and balanced and everybody's looking out for your best interest. So always have an experienced real estate agent review your builder contract and consider actually having a real estate attorney look at it too. It's worth spending a few $100s on a legal review to avoid potentially losing thousands of dollars later. Now, the fifth mistake is not getting independent inspections. Just because a house is brand new doesn't mean it's perfect. I always recommend that my buyers get independent home inspections at key phases of construction, especially before the drywall goes up and the final walkthrough. Don't rely on the builder's quality control alone. They're focused on getting the house done and moving on to the next one. An independent inspector is focused on catching issues that become problems for you. Usually a builder is going to give you a builder home warranty that's going to last you for like a year after the home actually sells. But I still tell my clients, hey, get an independent inspector. Even though the city has to give them a certificate of occupancy and the city does their inspection, the builder does their inspection, you can never be too cautious, right? Because you never know who's actually doing the work. But if we choose a home inspector that has great reviews, ones that we trust, ones that I've worked with time and time again, I always feel confident in letting my home buyers go ahead and buy a new construction home because I know that we've triple checked it. Does that make sense? Okay, the sixth mistake that I see new construction home buyers make is they're not budgeting for all the extras that come with buying a new construction home. Y'all, there are so many costs associated with new construction that people don't even think about. You might need temporary housing if your timeline gets delayed. You might need storage for your furniture. New construction communities often don't have mature landscaping, so you might need to budget for yard work and landscaping. Let's not even talk about HOA fees, because HOA fees in new construction communities can be higher than you expect because they're covering amenities and common areas. Some new communities have special assessments for infrastructure that's still being completed. So make sure you understand all of these costs before you sign on the dotted line. Now, the seventh mistake is not thinking about resale value. I know you're building your dream home and you're probably planning to live there forever, but guys, listen, life happens. People get job transfers, families grow, circumstances change, people get divorced. So when you're making decisions about upgrades and finishes, think about what's going to appeal to future buyers, not just your personal preferences. Overly personalized choices can actually hurt your resale value. I had a client who wanted to spend thousands of dollars on very specific custom tile work that was absolutely beautiful to her. And it was so unique, but when she wanted to sell it in a few years, it was definitely going to turn other buyers off. Thank God she listened to me, y'all, because we just sold that home a couple weeks ago and the buyer did not want tile in the house at all. Listen, friends, you're not the first home buyer to feel overwhelmed by new construction and the whole entire process. The upgrades, the builder contracts, the timelines, making all the decisions. Listen, I know it can be a lot, but I've walked this road so many times with so many families before, and I did it step by step. I had one family, they were first-time home buyers, and they were unsure if they could really pull it off because it was so many decisions. But we toured the homes together. We went over every single line of the builder contract. We made sure their loans were solid, and I personally followed up with the builder and the lender to make sure that they delivered exactly what they promised they're going to deliver. And guess what? They're now living in a home that's just not a beautiful new construction home, but it's also a testament to God's faithfulness, a place built with wisdom and not fear. And friends, that's exactly what I want for you too. You don't have to figure this all out alone. I promise you, I got you. I got your back. So let's talk about how we can avoid all of these mistakes that we talked about today. First, I want you to do your homework before you fall in love with a new construction house. Research builders, read reviews, talk to people who have built with them recently, understand what's actually included in your base price, and you need to budget accordingly. I want you to get everything in writing and do not make any assumptions, okay? Second, work with a professional who knows new construction. Use a real estate agent just like me, of course, who specializes in new construction and understands builder contracts. Consider hiring a real estate attorney to review your contract as well. Get independent inspections throughout the process and you will be golden. Third, be realistic about timelines and budget. Listen, add buffer time to whatever the builder tells you. Budget at least 20 to 30% above the base price for upgrades and unexpected costs. Have a backup plan in case things don't go according to schedule, okay? Now, fourth, I want you to think long term. Make decisions that are going to serve you well, both while you're living in the home and if you ever need to sell your home. Don't let emotions drive all of your decisions. Now, friends, Proverbs tells us that the simple believe anything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. Building a new home, yes, it is so exciting, but it's also one of the greatest financial decisions that you're ever going to make. Take the time to educate yourself and avoid these common mistakes that's going to save you money, time, and stress. Now remember, I mentioned that I'm doing a whole video ranking all of the builders in Hampton Roads. Listen, that's going to be incredibly valuable information because y'all, I'm going to break down which builders consistently deliver great experience for their customers and which ones have issues like Ryan Homes. You're definitely going to want to see that before you start shopping for builders. So listen, stay tuned. Now, if you're thinking about new construction, I'd love to help you navigate this crazy process. I work with first-time home buyers and I work with sellers every single day to help them avoid these types of mistakes. Choose the right builder, negotiate good contracts, and make sure they're protected throughout the building process. Friends, when you work with me, I'm not just your agent. I'm your advocate. I'm your educator. And yes, I'll pray with you and for you when you need it because I believe real estate transactions should honor both your financial goals and your emotional well-being. Friends, listen, I have amazing relationships with incredible agents nationwide, and we're going to work together to make sure that you have an amazing experience, no matter where you're moving to or where you're moving from. So if you want to work with me, you can text me at 757-837-0096 or just drop a comment below. Stay tuned for the video where I'm going to break down the best and the worst builders in the 757, because y'all, listen, you do not want to miss that video, okay? I cannot thank you enough for supporting my channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love creating content that uplifts, encourages, and inspires you in your real estate decisions. And if you haven't done so already, please sure to schedule a free consultation by clicking the link in my description. I love hearing from my YouTube family, and I'd be honored to have the opportunity to serve you. Until next time, keep building your dreams. God has your back, and so do I. God bless you.